It's not my number. It's the podcast's number.
Yeah, call Ben Lawrence. I said call Ben Lawrence and I.
Yeah.
And me. Oh,
Call
and
Ben
me.
Lawrence
That's
and
right.
me.
For our podcast and leave a message.
Leave a message, or we may actually put you through to the show if you call between 3 and 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
You can leave a message.
Because I think I got that bit all figured out.
Or if you call between, sorry, this is great. This is wonderful.
Or
that was something between 3 and 4.
Yeah, Pacific. We don't pay attention to no Central Time on this show.
Oh man, Mountain Time. Remember that, Mike Dowdy?
Mountain Time. There's a Chevrolet dealership somewhere between here and Bellingham. It's Blade Chevrolet. And they have a big reader board that faces the freeway. So as you're going southbound on I-5 between Bellingham and Seattle, it would, if you pass it at just the right time, it would say Blade Time and the correct time. So every time I pass it, it was always Blade Time.
I like it. What's the number now?
216. 586 4524. And if you call, like I said, between 3 and 4 p.m. Pacific today, right now, as I'm speaking, we might put you through to the show, or just leave a voicemail. Or you can call this number at any time during the week and leave a message for Paul and me. And we may ask a question or give us a correction. Speaking of corrections, Paul, we did have corrections last week during the show. I just didn't see them. I thought that the show's email was forwarded to my regular email. I was wrong. And so we have some corrections from yesterday's show submitted by Stephen.
Oh, great. So I've sent out the number to Twitter. We'll see if anyone writes to us or calls us.
Calls us.
That's the other thing. I should have given a link to the stream.
Whatever. People will figure it out.
Which I didn't think about.
Just all they got to do is go to GudeLaurance.com/podcast, and the stream will be there. I'm gonna go there right now and make sure that I'm not a liar.
Actually, let me do that too.
And I can't figure out, for some reason, I can't figure out how to allow embedding. Yeah, it's there, but if you click on it, it's going to tell you that you have to watch it on YouTube. I can't figure out how to allow embedding on these live streams. I'm wondering if that's just some feature that we haven't leveled up yet, too. YouTube does a strange thing.
They got to wait until we're actually... okay, so...
and now people can see that your name on Zoom is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
View the live stream here. And it's GudeLaurance.com/podcast.
Correct. Very simple, very easy.
For anyone who can spell our names.
I submitted...
Because that's the thing is, Goody is hard, but it's 4 letters, whereas Lawrence is the dark horse.
It is the dark horse. And people I've known for 20 years still spell my name incorrectly.
Yeah, I do spell it right.
Fortunately, I don't really care all that much.
Yeah, I don't care when people call me Good either, usually.
I submitted a Goody Lawrence cartoon to Sketchfest this last year. And
which one?
The Blue Angels one.
Oh, yeah.
And in the bio description, I said, Goody rhymes with booty.
Oh, okay, good. I thought you meant, I was worried that you would say, I spelled my own name wrong. Because, that would be horrible. Goody does rhyme with booty, though.
Yep.
The album rhymes with booty. Some people have it.
Yeah.
I have music that I put out.
I have it, and that's how I knew that, is because I learned it by watching you.
Hey.
Say,
So,
Paul,
yeah,
how's it going?
Good.
I guess we're starting the show now.
Yeah, now we're starting the show. 7 minutes in.
Yeah.
8 minutes in. And that's great. Maybe we should start the podcast right now. You could just trim all of that time off of it. But would it really be the podcast if we didn't have the show before the show?
Exactly.
We like to let the people see things. Ben, those of us not on the live stream are missing out on your stylish fingerless gloves. They're pretty great.
I don't know why it took me so long to come to this, but so I'm here at Annex, and the office is in the back, like right behind that wall is where I sit. And it is cold AF during the wintertime because this building is so old and poorly insulated. So in the summertime, it is hot AF, and in the wintertime, it is cold. And especially in the office. And I have this space heater right at my feet that is basically blasting hot air on me all day, but my hands still get cold. And I'm like, and so after 13 years of working in this building, I'm like, I should probably buy some cheap ass fingerless gloves to keep my hands warm.
They look cool, Ben. You should wear them all the time. They make you a little bit, they make you look a little bit techie, also a little bit sketch.
I know.
You know,
like, when I'm walking down here, especially here in Seattle, when I'm walking down the street and I've got my my black mask on and my jacket, I'm like, I am the embodiment of Antifa right now.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to tell you something that has happened here in Madison County.
Yeah.
Where Madison County, we have like 15,000 COVID-19 cases now. Again, a population not of Seattle but of Madison County of like 300,000.
Right. So a not insignificant number.
Yeah. Wait, 300,000 or 30,000? No, 300,000.
30,000 would be even worse because that would mean half of the county's population.
Half. Yeah, no. So 300,000 in Madison County, and 15,000 cases. Something like 217 deaths, something like that. But here's the thing: in Edwardsville, where I live, there are now fines for people who don't wear masks.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, we don't even have that here in liberal King County.
Yep, and I think it goes $25, $50, and $200
for each
on the third violation.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so who knows? But and here's the other thing: in the rules, you have to have it over your mouth and nose.
Yes.
So they're serious about it.
It's amazing how many people I see with their noses. It's so hard not to swear now. Just because every time I live stream, I want to swear, but it's so hard not to. It's interesting how many people still don't cover their nose with their mask.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sure they know they're doing it wrong, and they're probably doing it wrong on purpose, or maybe they don't care, or maybe they don't know. I don't know.
Well, here's the one thing I will say: it is possible, especially when you're wearing it for a long time, that your nose will peek out.
Yeah.
It can happen.
So
I always give them the benefit of the doubt.
I have this one mask where if I talk while I'm wearing it, it's constantly slipping down. I constantly have to readjust it. I hit an aging milestone this last week.
Oh no!
I leveled,
out of the way, old timer.
Exactly. I leveled up in things that happen to you when you get older. I went to the eye doctor on Monday. Because these glasses, it's the prescription's only 2.5 years old, but I can't focus up close anymore. So I got a new prescription, and I don't have to, but I'm going to get progressive lenses. Well,
yeah.
they're
I mean,
not called they're
they're
not called
similar.
bifocals anymore. They're called progressive lenses because they figured out a way to manufacture the lens so where there's not a line in the
Right.
glasses. So,
So
yeah, that's what I get
yeah,
to wear now.
that is amazing. Jennifer also wears progressive lenses. Uh, so yeah, and here's the thing. I have the LASIK, right?
Right.
And there like past here I can't see anymore, right? But all I'm doing is holding stuff out here, and then I'm fine. Um, I remember though before I got the LASIK, where I had what we term microscope eyes, where I could look and see very fine detail, and I'm missing it a little bit. And I realize the reason I'm missing it is because we're living in COVID times. Everything is closer now.
Yeah.
I'm inside all the time.
I
So being able to see far doesn't really matter as much.
Right. I was doing this with my phone, I can't I
Yeah.
can't yeah, there was I had to look up an address last night in my car. I had to look up an address of the place I was going to pick up dinner. And the type was so tiny on the bottom of the web page, and it wasn't like expandable. I couldn't like pinch it to
Yeah.
expand it.
Oh, I hate that when you can't.
So I
Open it.
literally I was like, my phone up to my face without my glasses. It was just I'm like and it's karma coming back to me, I swear to God, because I would constantly make fun of people who had to do this. I had a roommate that was constantly doing this. I'm like, "Oh, what's up,
Yeah.
old man?" So now it's coming back to bite me.
Can we say which roommate it was?
Scott Pluskalek.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Hey, how's he doing? Isn't he like government guy or something? Didn't he?
He's had a number of jobs in local government. His latest position now is like late night ambassador. So he advocates.
That's right. That was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah. So he advocates for clubs and dance. They're not called dance halls. Dance places. To keep a thriving late night life going in Seattle, which has been hard these last 9 months because it's not been allowed.
Oh yeah, he's in a weird. I mean, it seems like a pretty easy job. For a cool guy. He's a cool guy.
He's a cool guy.
Hey, people should go out to bars. Yeah, who's going to argue with that? Well, it turns out.
I know.
You mentioned corrections though that came
Yes.
through from Steven.
Yeah.
Let's hit them. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
So, yeah, we were just ripping through some subjects yesterday, and you were like, "Do we have corrections?" And I
Yesterday.
looked. I'm like, "Oh, sorry, yesterday, last week."
That's right.
And yeah, so he was ripping them off pretty quickly. So he was contributing in the YouTube chat and emailing the corrections email address at Ben's email at yahoo.com at gmail.com. And I was talking about how I didn't know how to change the preferences in my VR headset, the Oculus Quest.
Yes.
And he basically sent me the instructions. And I'm not going to go through it right now, but you have to open the app on your computer. And I don't have the app on my computer. I have the app on my phone. So maybe that'll work too. But anyway.
Oh, I want to say with that Oculus Quest thing, by the way, we got a correction from Jennifer. Not really a correction, just an add-on, and it wasn't an email. She just spoke to me like a person about it. And that was that you had mentioned that there was this big update that was supposed to change the
refresh rate.
Refresh rate?
Yeah.
And she also could not tell a difference.
Oh, good. I'm not the only one.
Yeah. So it's not just you. Yeah.
Everybody was super pumped about this, though. There were so many YouTube channels, like Quest playthroughs and the like, that were like so excited about this 90 hertz refresh. We were talking about the movie Being John Malkovich because I mentioned that I had watched that over Thanksgiving, and the line during the scene when John Malkovich is walking down the New Jersey Turnpike and he gets hit in the head by a beer can, the line was, "Hey Malkovich, think fast."
Oh, nice. Even better.
And I was talking about Howard Stern and how a long time ago I didn't really consider Howard Stern. Well, I didn't consider him at all, but now I've seen some of his later stuff, and he actually gives some compelling interviews. And I got the name of his sidekick wrong. It's
Is it
Robin Givens. I said Givers.
Oh, see, and I thought it was Robin Givens.
It is Robin Givens.
Is it with a B or a V?
V, as in
See,
Vicky.
I thought it was with a B. See, I didn't have to say that. I could have been right. This is something that Jennifer always faults me on these days, and that's that. I will tell her, oh, when you said this, I actually thought that you were saying this other thing. And she goes, if you would have just not mentioned that to me, I would have not been mad at you right now because I would have thought that you were listening, that kind of thing.
I also had mentioned a routine by a stand-up comic on, I believe it was Conan, where he did a routine about how the states got their abbreviations. The stand-up's name is Gary Gulman, and it was on Conan show on TBS. And it is funny. Maybe I'll post a link to the show notes later on.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. And I think there's one more. Oh, right. And the only other correction was that I said we didn't have corrections, but we in fact did.
The best correction.
Indeed.
A meta correction.
So, yeah.
So, just making sure, any bites at all? Are there any people? Or are we alone in the void, Ben?
We're not alone. There's two people. I don't know who they are, but two people are currently watching the stream. It's bouncing between 2 and 1. So I think what's happening is
we're on some main page. People go like, "Oh, what's this?" And they're like, "Oh, that's what this is."
I think
thanks.
Yeah, exactly. I think what might be happening is there's one person watching, maybe in the background, and then other people see that it's live and watch for 30 seconds and then bounce out. So.
Exactly. Let's see. So how do we do this? I've done this before, talking to a person.
This is episode 250 of ours, although this is the only fourth one that we've live streamed. But
and I think this is a good sign that so we talk about the future archaeologists,
right?
Who go and troll through old digital content, and they find us and they're like, oh, this is what it was like during the pandemic. And they have a lead in before the pandemic. And then they see the pandemic and they hear us talking about it. And I can imagine that somebody really frustrated is like, I can't find any of the live streams before episode 246 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they hit this episode and they're like, oh, that's why. It's pretty nice. Oh.
I'm changing, so I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm trying to change the camera angle so when I look at the screen here, it looks like I'm looking at you. That's not gonna work. Screw it.
Yeah,
I can
tell.
I was being clever. I know. Well, I'm doing that thing where I'm not even looking at you, I'm looking at me.
Yeah.
And so
I do that all the time.
Yeah, you look at me. So
yeah, exactly. Oh, there's Ben again.
Speaking of looking at ourselves, I can't show this today because the event has not aired, but we just finished the latest GudeLaurance cartoon.
Yeah, and I want to talk about it. You're good, Ben. I like it.
Thanks.
When does the event happen?
I have no earthly idea. My deadline was next Friday, so I think it's probably sometime the week of December 13th.
Okay, so eventually we'll have a link to it, but you can't see it right now. It's but here's a little spoiler. If you are a listener to the show, you've at least heard it. Maybe.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed. In a longer format. I took about 10 minutes of conversation and edited it down to 3.5 minutes and switched some things around and whatnot. So.
Isn't it fun to think about what our podcast could sound like if we had somebody edit it?
It's fine. Like, I'm certainly not going to do that, but we could probably take this hour every week and turn it into like a pretty solid 15.
5 really good minutes.
So
okay.
a tight five.
Yeah.
Even like animate that so every week there's a new 5-minute cartoon.
Although I will say, I mean, back when I was doing celebrity interviews for Groupie, way back when I was working for them, I don't think they exist as a name anymore. But yeah, it was tough sometimes because I'd talk to someone for like 15 minutes and have to edit it down to like 5, and I couldn't choose sometimes.
Yeah,
it was difficult.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, tech neck. I've been having neck problems.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from sitting down and working. I'm amazed that you've not had this happen. I went to the doctor and they were like, "Oh, this happens a lot for people who work in your industry."
I have aches and pains everywhere. Just assume it's all connected to me sitting down for 10 hours a day.
So yeah, every time that I do, like if I do this, I can actually pop my neck. Sometimes.
Did you make that noise with your neck that I heard just now?
No, I made it with my tongue.
All right, good.
But yeah, it's good. So I talked to the doctor and nurse practitioner.
Okay.
Which I think of her as the doctor, because.
Well, it's like
she's the one that I see.
Yeah, it's like when you go to the dentist and you have 40 minutes with the hygienist and 30 seconds with your actual dentist. It's like
exactly.
Your dentist might as well be the hygienist. It's just labels at that point.
So the thing that she said to me was that because I had been sitting on an exercise ball for my back because it helped my back. But when I sit on the ball, in order to get the ball high enough to where I can use the mouse at the right height, my feet aren't touching the floor exactly. And so she was like, "Okay, look, this is the right position that you're supposed to be in." And she had me sit with my feet on the floor, arms at a 45-degree angle, shoulders down, head up. It's like, this is how you should be. And if you can do that, and if you do that for a long enough time, you should be okay in like 2 weeks. So she she told me to get some Aleve, which I've done. I have some stuff to like rub on my shoulder. It's called my hand. No, but I have some cream to rub on my shoulder, and yeah. So, and then I got an office chair to sit on instead of the ball.
Yeah.
And so I feel legit. Oh, and I got a riser to put my monitors at eye level.
I think because
I was looking down.
Good ergonomics really make a difference. And I'll say that, but I won't put it into practice. Yeah, my chair at home is this hard. It's not even soft. It's this hard, like, single piece of wood chair that I'll sit in it for days on end because like when the pandemic first started and I took all my projects home, I was in that chair for 10 hours a day, and it doesn't do anything special for your posture. And like how I'm sitting now, I could this is me sitting up, but this is my more natural position. Of course, I'm also getting closer to the microphone.
So, here's something that I don't know exactly. I used to know, but the letters that correspond with numbers, like I think kids may not remember this. This may be a thing that makes us old. But on the phone, there were letters that corresponded with numbers, and you could actually, if you wanted to, try to make a sentence out of your phone number. I'm wondering.
I specifically picked this number because it didn't have a 0 in it, but I forgot that the 1 does not have any letters either.
Well, what is 6? What letters are 6?
M, N, and O.
So we've got bin, right? bin, bin. Let's see. 5. What's 5?
5 is JKL.
Okay, so we can't spell Bin Laden. I thought maybe we could, but
are you calling the 1 an I in the area
we
code?
just use a 1 as an I, yeah.
All right.
But so let's see. What's the 8?
8 is TUV.
Okay, so
it's like a game of
right.
Boggle.
Yeah, so I'm thinking we want to use the U, right? JKL.
Yeah, for the 5.
And then and then what's 6?
6 MNO.
Okay, so
JK.
okay, so we could spell cum, KUM.
Let's not.
So no, oh yeah, that's right. Let's see, Jum. What's 4?
GHI. So we got another vowel in there if we need it.
So LUN. Wait, hold on. LUN, right? Can you use N as 6N?
Yeah.
As well?
Yeah. LUN.
Okay. G. So lung. LUNG. Lung.
LUNG.
And then
lung. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I like lung. Let's keep lung for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then 5 is again JKL.
JKL, ABC, GHI. So our vowel is an A. So lag,
so, and then
lung, lag,
lung lag, lung mag, lung.
Now it's a 5. So
okay, so wait, what's 5 again?
JKL. Jag, lung jag.
Lung jag.
Lung lung jag. Bin lung jag.
Bin lung jag. There you go. BIN. B1N.
B1N.
Bin lung jag.
Yep. That's the phone number for the show.
That's the phone number for the show.
Commit it to memorization.
Yeah, I love it. Thanks, Ben. We did it. If we accomplished nothing else today.
Exactly. And we probably won't. I could go through and get another number. I mean, you just have to pick from a list, but
no, I think Bin Lung Jag is it.
Bin Lung Jag.
That's
right on.
Yeah, that's what we're taking.
All right.
And hey, if people spell the I wrong, because it. Oh wait, hold on. Lung Jag. Okay, we got lung jag. A1. And then what's 6 again?
I gotta pull it up again, because I was looking at my phone. 6 is MNO. MNO. There, you know what? There is actually a YouTube channel called the B1M, and this fits with it.
B1M lung jag. A1. So I like A1, right?
A1 like A1
steak
A1.
Sauce. Yeah. A1O. A1.
Or
A1,
you can go B10 because there's a it looks like bio, but there is a cartoon Ben 10, which I've never seen, but people tell me about it because of my name.
B10 lung jag.
B10
A10 lung jag.
A10 lung jag.
A10 lung jag. Yeah, I like that. A10 lung jag.
A10 is so that's your new D&D character's name?
A10 lung jag. Oh, that's so weird. A10 lung jag. Sure, I could make my next D&D character be that guy.
And it's A10, not A10.
Yeah, exactly. A10. That will still confuse some people.
Of course. Well, the point here isn't to make it clear.
Yeah.
But speaking of things that are clear, you can probably see that I switched our places on the screen, so now I am actually looking in your general direction.
Hey, that works out.
Yeah. Or I could just, look into the camera.
I like it. I like being on this side. Yeah, exactly. Who, what? So yeah. Good news is that I'm not constantly thinking about work anymore.
Well, that's good.
That was a problem. I'm thinking about other things now as well as work. This is always, this is my recommendation to everyone in the world who works 9 to 5, or let's be honest, an 8 to 6. Am I right?
Hello, Americans.
That we should, in general, keep in mind that, hey, what's the worst that can happen? They make me stop working.
Well, and then they
and then they don't pay me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, the thing that I heard that I really like, and I really believe in it, is to think like a little kid. Things are scary. There's a dark guy in my closet gonna come get me, and then work is fun. No, what I'm saying is think like a little kid. Your job,
monster under my bed,
isn't something that you have to do. Your job is something that you get to do. And think about it like, I get to talk to, like, if I were gonna do my job, I get to talk to all these smart people all the time, and
I get to talk to HR about that comment I made the other day.
Oh man, I gotta say, it's I don't know if I should say this too much, but I've been working for a long time where HR doesn't really do much with me on a daily basis.
I think if you have no stories about dealing with HR, then you're probably doing something right.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't believe it. All I said was, nothing like that.
I'm sorry you were offended.
Oh no. It's true though. That's a general problem.
Yeah.
Huh. I was hearing noises. So as we know, we're doing this an hour early.
And
Jennifer
a day late.
An hour early and a day late. Oh yeah, because you couldn't do it yesterday.
I couldn't do it yesterday. I had a meeting at our normal time yesterday.
And Jennifer, my wife, Jennifer Fact Checker, is doing a cooking correspondence course with her family, where she teaches them how to make stuff.
Okay, cool.
And that's happening today
at 6 p.m. sharp. I heard that noise.
Yeah, I keep checking. So far, nothing.
I'm not going to tell you who said this, but someone saw one of our live streams recently, and they said, "Is Paul recording from a blanket fort?"
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, why would you not tell me who said that? Because would it offend me or them, or how are we?
I just want to make sure to keep everybody's comments about the show private.
Yeah, but this is not a blanket. Well, okay, you know what? It is a blanket fort. Now that I think about it, that is what this is. We're using it as a podcast tent to sort of deaden the sound. These are moving
Right.
blankets, but
Yeah.
it is in fact a blanket fort, and we made it. Oh gosh, this came undone.
Uh-oh.
I didn't notice that. But yeah, we made it out of PVC. And sorry, I'm just looking. I can't believe this hasn't collapsed on me yet.
That'll make for interesting television.
We'll keep talking as I fix this
Oh,
really
great.
quick. So anyway, yeah, this is really a blanket fort.
It reminds
if you think
me,
about it.
Yeah, I can see you've got a couple moving blankets there, and what looks like an insulating blanket that, or an insulating pad you might put underneath, like carpeting or something.
Yeah.
But seeing as how it's made out of PVC, it reminds me of the time, and we've spoken about this many times on the show, about that one time in your apartment or at the Virginia,
yeah.
where you were making
Yeah.
something out of like steel piping at
Yeah.
4 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, and it kept the pipe kept on falling.
Yeah, I may have actually gone with you to what was once a 24-hour Home Depot in Sodo to pick up that equipment.
I believe you did. Yes.
Yeah. I think I drove you because I had a truck at the time.
And
Oh,
again, famously, my neighbor said, "Are you tweaking?" And I said, "Maybe, probably. I don't know what that means." And he sort of said, "Well, stop it." And I was like, "Okay." And of course, the reason that I was up that late was because that was when I worked for Amazon. I worked nights.
Yeah.
So I was not on any sort of drugs. I was just awake because that was like my weekend.
Man, what would your life be like today if you kept with Amazon all these years?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be
alive.
I don't think I'd be. I was gonna say I don't think I'd be married to Jennifer. Although I was working for Amazon when we were together, I think. But we hadn't been we weren't married yet. I think. I want to say, let's see, because I think I stopped working for Amazon in 2005. We got married in 2005. It was right around the time because it made me stressed out a lot, for sure. But here's the thing. I think that if I were the person I am now and I worked for Amazon, I think I'd be able to handle it.
Right.
Because the work that I'm doing now is as stressful as it was, but I was in my 20s and I didn't really get what working was and how it worked and all that kind of stuff.
It's kind of the same for me when I was working at Vulcan at the same time you were at Amazon, and I wasn't in any. I mean, granted, I wasn't in like a customer service position. But I was in an administrative role, and I didn't feel that I was in any sort of career trajectory. It was just a job. Granted, for that time in my life, it was a very well-paying job.
Yeah.
And when I left, I lived off my savings I'd built up from that job for like a year. It was pretty cool.
I didn't have that.
But it was like working there made me ill. I mean, like it was a mixture of like stress and I think ennui or some sort of like existential dread, because I'm like I didn't want to get up in the morning. I actually had stomach aches for no good reason. My doctor said there's nothing wrong with you. So if I'd stayed in that job, I mean, granted, of course, my life would be very different these days if I were still working there. But hopefully I would have like transitioned to a different department and done some sort of different role, and I wouldn't still be the admin for this one department.
The one thing I can say
at 44
that being a what's that?
At 44. No
44.
shade to the 44-year-old dudes out there who are well-paid admins.
Yeah. My my feeling about being an adult and being a working guy are kind of the same. And it goes back to what I was talking about at the beginning of the show. Being an adult and being a real working person, like able to handle your job, is you go, who's going to take care of this? And you realize that there's no one who's going to take care of it unless you do. That's
I
basically,
get to take care of this.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I do like renting, because you still have a little bit of that lack of responsibility, which is nice. But
yeah, when I lived in the house and we had a sewer line issue, I just had to call the land or the property manager and was like, fix it. And I didn't have to pay for it, even though it was like, I was talking to the dude from Roto-Root or whatever the company was.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, this is like a $6,000-$7,000 job right here. So I'm like, well, I don't have that money, so it's a good thing I do not own this house.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, you'd have to get a loan to fix it, which would be weird.
Homeownership just sounds terrible. But at the same time, there's an immense amount of freedom that comes with homeownership that, obviously you don't get when you rent a house or rent an apartment.
Well, you do if you don't care about getting sued later. I fight battles with my family about what they want to do in the house and what I will allow them to do sometimes. Oh, hey, speaking about which, Jennifer was listening to the podcast the other day.
Oh, yeah?
And I asked her if she hit the thing where I said, I don't know if she listens to this anymore, because why she has to listen to me all the time. Why would she listen to me again? And then I remember I added something in that podcast, like, the only difference is that she'll also be listening to you now.
Right.
And she mentioned, what a cruel thing to say to Ben. I apologize. The possibility of listening to you may be enough for her to sit through more time of me talking. But she hears variations of everything I say to you.
Of course.
5 times over.
Right.
Constantly.
I get it. I mean, Blair doesn't listen to the show unless I specifically tell her that we talked about her. So I get to say that we talked about her on this episode, and she'll listen. I won't mention that it's 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, also, I've come up with an idea for a podcast that she can do.
Okay.
Creative people come to her if they have trouble deciding what to do next, and they come to her and they pitch 3 different ideas of what they want to do next, and she tells them which of those 3 ideas they should do. It's called, of course, Blair, which project? I think she should do it. Pitch it to her. Find out.
No, I'll just have her listen to the show and decide for herself.
She hears my pitch then. Yeah, there we go. Good. Hello, Blair, also.
Heck, maybe she's even watching on the stream. We have 2 people watching, unless one of those people is me actually on the back end looking at the stream.
Oh, well, there you go.
I don't think that's true. But
so there might be somebody watching. Hey, cool. Maybe. Can't wait to go to Twitter and have people, like one person right back going, yeah, no.
I watched you for about 10 seconds, and then I got bored.
Yeah, no thanks. Who cares? Why would you? I do think it is very presumptuous of me to think that the people in the future would be listening to the podcast rather than using AIs to go search through and find anything interesting.
Right.
Which is probably what would happen.
That's how you do. Okay, so I
what?
Throughout the entire show, I was trying to figure out how I can route the Google Voice number to you while where you don't actually have to hear yourself either, because there would be an echo. And now I know how to do it. And I'll do it later. But
oh, hey, cool.
Just figured something out.
Nice.
Yeah, nobody's called yet, and nobody left a voicemail over the last week.
Oh, that's too bad.
Hey, maybe we should move on to our next semi-regular topic, and that is what's next in the GudeLaurance canon.
Back catalog.
The back catalog.
I like canon. That's good. Yeah. What is it, Ben?
We talked, well, last week it was another mouth to feed, and we showed it. That's right. So if we have a video of the thing, we'll show the thing. Here's one. So December 3rd, 2004.
Okay.
After
16 years ago.
16 years ago. After the shootout. Do you remember this one?
Oh, yeah.
This is
is that did Mike Pham is in that, right?
Mike Pham. We actually had he was our GudeLaurance intern, and we also had a photographer following us that month.
Oh wow!
Do you remember that?
Pictures. Obviously.
Yeah, Cara somebody.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Do you remember her?
I do.
Because she came to us through you. I had nothing to do with it.
And I forget how exactly we found out about each other, but she was like, "Can I take pictures of you?" And we were like, "Yes, why not?"
And we had to sign some sort of release for the pictures before she gave them to us.
And
it was a whole
thing. So do you have the pictures? Because I don't remember.
I do have the pictures. They're not on. I haven't put anything online. I just have them like in my iPhoto.
That would be cool to see, because I don't think I've seen them.
Well, I can
in a while.
Post them to. Do you want to watch this video?
Oh yeah, let's watch the video.
All right, we're gonna watch the video. So
remember, sync the podcast up, and you'll have a director's commentary of the video.
So you're
just going to see the video.
You won't. Yeah.
At the live stream.
The audience will be able to hear it, but you will not be able to hear it. Actually, let me. I have to do some things before the audience can hear it. There we go.
Okay.
That should work.
This is going to be cool. After the shootout. Is this the one that the local cable access recorded for us?
Yes. In fact, this is.
And they edited it.
They may have, but they edited the next month's even more. Next
that blood?
Next month is blood, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
but also I can't say enough about Mike Pham. What a great guy! What a very, 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 very. He came to us and said that he wanted to work with us or do something, and we were like, of course, yes, because he's a really good actor.
We love it when people want to play with us. All right,
exactly.
I'm going to start it. It's only 3.5 minutes long, so here we go.
Here's an odd pair. GudeLaurance and Paul Goody. I don't know what they're gonna do, but it'll be weird, or maybe interesting, or maybe funny. So yes, these are Spin the Bottle staple, Goody and Lawrence presenting something. Here they are.
Hello everyone, I am Paul Goody.
And I'm Ben Lawrence.
And you may notice a little special thing here. We actually have a photographer, Kara Jennings, who is following us around all night documenting our process in photographs.
We found that our Spin the Bottle act has made us rather famous, and so we have a photographer. Really great.
And also, because we're famous, we also have our own intern, Mike Pham.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. We have to finish these drinks before we go on, so Mike's going to take over the rest of the introduction.
Okay.
Paul, we also figured it'd be a good idea to train someone in the GudeLaurance aesthetic in case the Spin the Bottle comes up and one of us is on vacation or in another show. Ben, plus he's getting college credit for this. How's it going, Mike? Mike, great, Mr. Lawrence. I memorized the script you gave me. Ben, that was your first mistake. Mike, was? Paul, we don't memorize our scripts. We look them over before we can get a general idea. Ben, yeah, or we cheat and give a character a clipboard with a script. Paul, it keeps the language fresh. Ben, that way we end up sounding more smarter. Snap. Mike, what about rehearsals? Ben, rehearsals? Paul, we don't rehearse. Mike, so we're not going to rehearse this month's piece? Paul, my dear boy, we're already on. Mike, to audience. Oh, right. Snap. Ben, why aren't you getting costume while we introduce the scene? Mike, okay.
Yes. Ah, Ben, do you remember when we were that young?
We were never that young. Are those pajamas?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado,
We now present GudeLaurance
and Mike Baum
in
After the Shootout.
My neck cracked there when I did that.
And I believe, yeah, that was it. And so I put our drinks by the piano, and Bruce actually spilled the rest of my beer. And
Oh, no.
when he went back after our show, and he was like, "Ben Lawrence."
So it's interesting. When we were doing Spin the Bottle, if this makes sense, I was like, this is like what people in the 60s, when they're talking about happenings and things like that, this is how they probably felt at the time that they were doing it, but they didn't have the foresight that we have, that we're going to be looking back at this stuff and reminiscing. They were just doing stuff.
Right.
Whereas I know that this is stuff that I'm going to think about. And the fact that I'm now talking about knowing that I was going to think about and talk about it is pretty crazy.
Yeah, so next month we'll revisit another piece. I know we have a video next month because the Seattle channel came and filmed us 2 months in a row.
Yeah.
December 04 and January 05. Once again, call us at 216-586-4524 or B10 lung lag. Is that what we decided it was?
B10 lung lag.
B10 lung lag. Or email us at Ben's email at yahoo.com at gmail.com. We make it so hard for people to interact with the show. We always change when we're going to do it, and yet we're wondering why nobody's coming to watch us.
We're always surprised that no one is interacting.
Indeed.
Actually, we're actually always surprised when people do interact. Let's
Indeed,
be
yeah.
honest. It's very cool, and we like it when you do it, so please do it again. And look,
Hey,
it's Edward the
it's
dog.
Edward. The internet loves
And
dogs.
speaking of Edward the dog, hey, Betty! Betty! Hey, Betty! I don't know if she's going to come.
So, are you...
She might be Minecrafting with her friends or
Minecrafting.
ponytowning.
Last week, you said you were going to work on a theme song for the show.
Oh, shoot.
You didn't
Guess
say
what? Didn't happen.
You didn't say you'd have it by this week. You just said you were going to start
Oh,
working
no.
on it.
Yeah. No. I didn't even get my kazoo until yesterday. So
Your kazoo?
Oh yeah, it's gonna have kazoo in it.
I mean,
Hey, here she comes. It's Betty. I can hear her.
you didn't already
That
have a
heavy
kazoo?
sigh of a child who's being put upon by her parents. So there's a video I saw on TikTok where this baby, the dad says, I think it's the dad, an adult male who's by the baby,
Right.
says, "Welcome to Chili's," and the baby starts crying. And then he says, "Welcome to Chili's," at least another, like, 10 times, no, probably 5 times, at least another 5 times. And each time the baby cries. And I'm like, at what point are you training your child instead of actually, just recording it? Speaking of training one's child, look, it's Betty. Hey, Betty.
Hi.
How's it going? I'm going to put the headphones on you so that
Ah.
you can hear.
Hello.
And now Paul can't hear me. Hey, Betty, how's it going?
You can lean in if you want to be on
Alright,
camera. You
how
don't
are
have
you?
to. Oh, look, there she is.
Did we interrupt a Minecraft session?
No, actually not.
Uh,
Not today.
Pony World? Ponyland?
No, not that either. I wasn't doing anything with my friends when you called.
Oh.
Then we
Wow.
didn't interrupt
She has
anything.
friends, though. It's amazing.
Well, nobody's ever doubted that.
Get told not to be in her room because she's talking to her friends. Makes me feel good. I feel bad because I want to be in the room, but I feel good because she's interacting with people.
Indeed.
Having a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys didn't interrupt anything, so don't worry.
Okay, good.
Oh, good.
Good.
Good. There's so I
Betty is wearing her Mickey Mouse shirt, and we call it something else, but you can't hear what it is on the podcast. It's based on One Giant Hand. And if you go through the back catalog of One Giant Hand, which is a comic strip, then you'll know. Did you smell my hair?
No. I was just getting into frame.
Okay. Hey, who is it? Oh, hey, oh, hey. Oh.
Hey, there's Edward's rear
Look,
end.
all 3 of us.
All right. Family photo.
Hey. Ben's talking, by the way.
Edward's.
I don't know what you're saying, Ben.
I'm not saying anything.
Oh, hey, but look at that. It's almost time for us
It
to
is
go.
almost like-
And I can hear from the sound of upstairs that Jennifer has already started
Yeah.
her cooking thing.
You have 1
Ben,
minute.
I can't hear you.
You-
This is going to be a new wait. You're saying
No,
one
I said-
I'm gonna go.
Okay, hold on. Oh no. Thanks, Betty. See ya. So, what was that, Ben?
I was saying you have 1 minute, but now you have 0 minutes.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay, so between now and then, those of you who, for whatever reason, are watching this later or listening to this later, feel free to call us at B10 Lung Lag and leave a message, and we'll read it on the or listen to it on the air. We might hear you.
Yeah.
Or we might answer you. I don't know how it's going to work.
One way or another. We want to interact. So, with that, Paul, I bid you a fine week of keeping it wrong.
Hey, Ben, keep it wrong all day, every day until I talk to you next week.
All right.